Anybody with a skill or something they know gets together and shows everybody else, but elsewhere he won't leave the saloon. So this is him in the saloon as young man comes in trying to impress him, balancing a board off of his head. Get out of here, I got no time for that nonsense. Get out of here, I'll slit your fucking throat, get out of here! Fucking amateur night. Don't some people understand? Some people that'll work. Fucking Lane Grease comes to town. Amateur night. Hoopleheads get together to see who can fart the loudest and the longest of the fucking mic. Fucking moose on the wall. He's a worthy audience. More worthy than them. As I was walking down by St. James Hospital, as I was walking down by there one day, who should I spy but one of my comrades over the flannel little fin was a day. I asked him what ailed the nice little fin. I asked him the cause of all his complaint. It was all on account of some handsome young woman. She is the reason I weep and lament. If only she told me before she disordered me. If only she had warmed me up in time, I might have got pills and salts of white mercury instead of cut down on the height of my prime. Get 6 young soldiers to carry my coffin. 6 young girls to sing me a song. And have them each bear a bunch of green laurels so they don't smell me if they bear me along. Don't muffle your drums and play your fifes merrily. Just play a quick march as you carry me along. And blaze your bright muskets all over my coffin, saying there goes an unfortunate lad to his home. And scene.
Jeff is going to run around with some microphones for feedback. Does anybody have any feedback for Brian? No, it was perfect. I know. He's one of our best. Anybody have? I'm going to say, great to have you back, first of all. This is the first time Brian's been back in a while. And your performances always just really move me. They're very real and visceral. And you have a way to like bring whatever the text is to like make it feel like you're making it up in the moment, and that's like really special. You have this like power that you bring with you, so I know everybody can feel it when you're giving a performance, so I just really appreciate that.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you so much.
Very good at swearing.
Very good at swearing.
I've heard that.
Say, when I first feedback.
I just wanted to say that the ranges and the separation of you being into the bar with your emotions and then talking, you guys can hear me, the separating the emotions at the bar as a bartender and then actually humanizing those emotions, I loved that shift, if you may. So it wasn't like a huge jump, but it was enough where you made being at a bar, and made it very human for those who you were serving. So I love that.
Thank you.
Do you have any other feedback? You're just too good.
That's a matter of opinion.
Yeah, right. It's not feedback.
That's right, Brian should have been in it, that's the problem. All right, with no further ado, give a big round of applause for Brian. All right, next up is Diane Boston. Please give a big round of applause.
How about that? We made it to the palace. First off, I need to tell tell you that I'm a boomer, and I think my funeral was arranged in advance. Thank you for your sympathy. Actually, where can I start? I'm feeling really comfortable now with this group, so I can share this with you. I came out the 29th of November as a baby, not a lesbian. Sorry to disappoint Ellen DeGeneres. Look, you've got to go over the bridge. On the other side, there should be a TV connection and money. And actually, I came from old money. We had a lot of money. It's gone. By the time I got ready to spend it, it had dementia. Wasn't long before one day I decided, in order to be white collar, I needed to date a priest. That's right. Of course, under the eyes of God, I wanted to be appreciated for who I was, not just because from certain angles I looked like an underage boy. You're not agreeing with that, are you? Of course, I have an 800 number for those of you that suffered the Catholic school experience and been a survivor after the show. And the thing is, I always looked around and I thought my parents had the perfect formula for my lifestyle. Just because they didn't have the money, why should I give up the lifestyle? I mean, they cleaned my house, they cooked for me, and they drove me around at night. And I actually found a guy that could do that for me. No, ladies, don't get excited. It wasn't in this country. I had to go over the border for him. A while back, they were running a special on single domesticated Canadian males who needed to get out of the country fast. And I got a catalog. The jails are very nice over there. He came with all the shots. Just to be fair about it, the guys that I tried in America, you know, with the good looks and the cars and the money, they should have come with their own STD warning labels. So I needed to have something that was certified. And of course, he had one phone call and he called me. And he told me he had a six-pack stomach. I couldn't wait to get this guy in my house. I thought Jean-Claude Van Damme might be walking through the door next with his six-pack stomach. And then he walked through the door a couple days ago with his six-pack stomach, courtesy of Labatt Blue, the original beer. But I didn't care, because I realized that I was going to get a real benefit now. I had to teach him about American value in money because Canadian money was different. So I let him buy the rings. He found a 2-for-1. The rings were $99 for the pair, Canadian money. At Walmart, he had a coupon. And he was a great guy, and actually, his priorities are very simple: money, sex, and gadgets. To which I added my own category, sex with gadgets. You know how that is, ladies. We have our own parties, our own stashes of batteries and everything like that. Also, I can't go and get those expensive creams that the girls get for the wrinkle stuff, you know, so we went to the kitchen for my ingredients: extra virgin olive oil, which I wanted to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, but it only worked for the wrinkles, and Adolph's meat tenderizer, but I wouldn't try this at home. It did, however, after 10 days, take care of my crow's feet, my frown lines, but you have a side effect. I wouldn't try this at home. Every time you walk by an oven, you turn it up to 325 and stick your head in to come to a golden brown, and then you test your cheek with a fork for tenderness afterwards. But all in all, I can tell you that he's been very good to me. He said after 20, by the way, we've been married 26 years. Recently, we celebrated our 26-year anniversary. Thank you. And I actually had 2 other husbands, they both passed away. So after 26 years, I'm amazed he's still alive. Last time I checked the basement, he was. He's doing my laundry down there. It's in the prenup, okay? I had to teach him English. That was my thing, right? So teach him to speak it, and read it, write it, and now, when he's angry at me, it's in 2 languages. Fractured English and filthy French, which I prefer in the bedroom. I don't always understand it, because there's no words out of stone program for that. But I'm telling you that in closing here, because I want to get to the... Are you having fun yet? You're a great crowd. So he's a great husband because he promised after 25 years he would take me traveling to all the places I went in my youth. to the Adirondacks, to Niagara Falls. So he pulls up in an RV yesterday that he got from Craigslist on layaway. So there's going to be a couple months before it gets up on the road, but I'm really looking forward to it. I look out the window every day and I think I'm going to see beautiful sunsets in different Walmart parking lots from Albany to Buffalo. And I won't have to make breakfast because there's McDonald's inside and he's got a coupon. That's my set.
Thank you, Diane. Diane told me this morning that she was worried that she was going up against a bunch of SAS, a bunch of heavyweights, but I said, Diane, you're one of the heavyweights, so big round of applause for Diane. Feedback for Diane. See we have the crowd mic. Feedback. I just want to say you're hilarious, and I laughed uncontrollably at the young boy physique joke. That was hilarious. That was amazing.
What young boy?
No, not at all. I saw the fellow up there. He walked right into it. Does anybody have any feedback for Diane? Going once or twice? Yes, thank you so much. No.
Diane, I thought that was fantastic. Great job. I don't know, consider the source. I'm not very good at stand-up comedy, and I really enjoyed your performance. Oh God, no, don't take the positive feedback as if that's it. Never mind. My favorite joke.
Think about it, but you were good.
No, my favorite joke from your set was, men in foreign prisons, they have all their shots. I think that is a fantastic premise and a very funny bit and a great punchline. I love that joke.
Outside, then congratulate me when I leave. I need to know what my address is, so I better get out of here.
One area that I think if you iterated on it could be a really big moment is you mentioned French dirty talk in the bedroom, and then the punchline is, but there's no Rosetta Stone for that, right? I think that's a very, very funny, that is a very, very funny, premise, right? I think if you wrote 25 versions of that, and it was I don't know, maybe what's the app that people use? Babbel? Is Babbel the new one? What's the one with the bird? Duolingo. I don't know. If you did 25 versions of that, maybe there's something in there
That's a new bit that I put in there, and I want to expand on that for that reason.
Yeah, I think that's very fun.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Absolutely. I hope that's what this is. I've never been to this before. Thank you for inviting me.
I'm going to force Noah to plug his group. Thank you so much. Any other feedback? Going once, going twice. All right. Oh, sorry. Tim, go ahead.
Diane, you were great, by the way. It was very funny. The only thing I would say is we're all laughing a lot. So just take a second between the jokes to just, so that way we hear that next one. And then,
I had 4 minutes.
But I did enjoy it, and we all did. So thank you so much.
Big round of applause for that. Our next contestant, our next August, is one of our favorites, the Knifer Naboo, with my son Harrison Cunningham as well. Big round of applause for them.
Props. Hello. Okay. Arthritis. Okay.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Yeah. Happy birthday, SAS. Woo! All right, I only have 4 minutes, so let's do this. If you're born a Parsi or a Zoroastrian, like I was growing up in India, you don't just live your life. You sadhan your way through it. Sadhan, a celebration, a welcoming, a blessing of anything new and exciting. A nudge to the universe saying, hey, heads up, something new, exciting, and mildly stressful is about to be born. New job, 7. New home, 7. New baby, 7. New cell phone, laptop, or a Roomba machine that refuses to learn the layout of your house, absolutely 7. So, you bring out the flowers, the coconut, the sugar, the rice, and most importantly, the Devo, an oil lamp, symbolizing the light within each of us, a sadhan within each of us, a crossing over from the threshold, leaving what's behind, stepping into what's yet to come, and the stories that are about to unfold. Sadhan. But like every ritual, this story also has a beginning. And it began with the king, always the king, the priest, and a milk bowl. You see how thousands and thousands of years ago, before Amazon, Google, TikTok, Facebook, all that social media peeping stuff, Zoroastrians, Parsis, left Persia and arrived on the shores of India seeking refuge. The king was not happy. I am not happy. You cannot cross on the shore. We have no room for more. You see this bowl of milk, it's full to the brim. We have no room for thee, no more, no more. Go back, no room for more. The priest smiled. No, he didn't walk like that. Took a bowl of sugar and put it in the bowl of milk and said, I bow at your feet, Jahanpana. Just as the sugar melts in this bowl of milk, we will blend with your people, Jahanpana. We will make your sugar and your milk just like it mixes and makes it sweet. We will make your land sweet, your land richer. You will be happy. I promise. Parsis, blend and bring happiness. Make your lands richer, your culture sweeter. You will not be sad. The king was impressed and happy, and he said, okay, you may enter, but on one condition. You have to follow all our customs and traditions and holidays and celebrations. And Sadhan was born with the dance and song. Rituals of both lands still live on. You guys have no idea what I'm talking about. What the heck am I babbling? All right, let me show it to you. Harrison! Harrison! I have my buddy Harrison, round of applause! Hi Harrison. Harrison, we are going to do Sadhan and show these people what Sadhan really means, alright? Okay, great. Have a seat. Have a seat, Harrison. Wow, let's talk. Okay, so the first thing you do, rice for prosperity and abundance. Oh wow, it's tough, hard to bend. Alright, another rice. I'm making a mess on your stage, Joe. Flowers and rose garland for fragrance, beauty, and grace. Coconut for wholeness, strength, and resilience. Yes. Ooh, you've done this before. All right. Yeah. Yes. Sugar for sweetness. Chocolates work too, but I don't have one. Very nice. Water for balance and harmony, and it washes away all the obstacles. Good. That's great. All right, and then bringing it all together. Blessing. Sagan. Most importantly, a gift. This is a gift for you. Now, budget is hard, so I'll take all this back. But you can keep the gift. I'll take this. And I'll take this. Round of applause for Harrison. Oh man. At the age of 19, I got married and moved to America. And all these years, I have been summoning my way through everything that got in my way. I have been summoning into my life, my kids' life, and in the ways I share my life. And I'm beginning to realize, what if Sagan is not in these lifeless objects? What if Sagan is within each of us? What if Sagan is in the way we smile and show up for ourselves and each other? What if Sagan is simply hearing a story, smiling, nodding, holding a door for someone, really intentionally listening when we ask, how are you, and waiting for that answer instead of walking away? What if Sagan is us? What is Sagan? A light within us and seeing each other. So if you are up to it, look at the person next to you, around you, behind you, and say, I see you. Loudly. I see you. I see you. If it's not too weird, give a hug. I see you. Come on, you can do this. I see you. I can hear you. I see you. I see you. Harrison and I see all of you. Your gift. Joe, can I have you on stage, please?
Yes, just as well.
Oh, so because it is SAS's birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe, and SAS, and Laura, and everybody else involved with SAS. Woo! Happy birthday to you. Woo! This is for SAS. This is for you, a gift of light. And I have one for Laura as well, so I'm going to give it to you. Hug. Give a shout out to SAS, Joe and Laura, who began this with very few members in the basement of whatever rooms that they could find. And since then, it has grown into this community. That is Sagan. So thank you for coming. All right, I'm going to take all the crap.
Big round of applause for Benito. so awesome. I'm gonna go first on the feedback. I'm gonna be honest, like, Benifer is one of my favorite actors, and I always tell her, even though she might be small in stature, we all look up to her. And she's so amazing. And I didn't know where it was going. I'm sorry. And I didn't know where it was going in the beginning, but it really, really hit me at the end. And you have that power, and you're amazing performer and human being. So big round of applause again. Feedback for Benifer. Anybody? We've got Steve Long right over there.
Thanks. Thank you. That was great, and how appropriate for today. That was all your work?
Yes, this is my original work, and it's part of the 10-minute play festival that I had performed at the Red House Arts Center last year. I just performed my solo show at the Rochester Fringe, and I'm performing it again at the Lemoyne College in another festival. So these little pieces are from those original work put together.
It's great. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Steve, anybody else feedback? We got a book back there, and we got Jenny over here.
Thank you so much for sharing about your culture with us. I was really moved, and I also think you seem really comfortable in your own skin, and I love your style of presenting. That felt warm and welcoming to me, and I'm glad I got a chance to see you perform tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We're a little behind schedule, so Jenny's going to be our last feedback for this round.
I just want to say I love the imagery. Like I was brought there, I saw what you were doing, I was out of this theater and present with what you were doing, and I absolutely love that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Amazing. I'm sorry, it's my fault, we're behind schedule. Our next contestant, it's her first time doing a monologue, so give her a big round of applause. Tracy Chamberlain.
Go Tracy, you got this. You got this, girl.
Well, hello everyone. Can you hear me okay? Am I holding? Okay. First of all, thank you for having me. I'm Tracy, and I'm bald. And you might be thinking, well, that's a really strange thing to start with. But I've had alopecia for the past 8 years. And anytime my sons introduce me to any of their friends or anybody, I always say, hi, I'm Tracy, I'm bald. And they're like, Mom, you do not need to tell anybody that you're bald. They can tell that you're bald. Just keep it to yourself. So some of you know that I went for my very first audition a couple weeks ago at American High for the Golden Oldies, the 50-plussers. And one of the reasons that I decided to go is because there were like one-liners. So I've said to many of these very talented SAS performers in the past, I said, I don't think I could ever memorize like a Shakespeare or anything. So I show up, and I'm meeting some of their SAS people in the audience, or I'm sorry, in the hallway, and 2 hours later, they finally call my name to go in for an audition. So I go in with, you saw the skit about that Joe showed earlier. I have Italian energy that just doesn't quit. So I walked into the audition with the Italian energy, with the energy that I have to start to run a half marathon, which I'm doing on Sunday, and I walk in and I take my hat and I get involved. And I see a cartoon bubble above my head saying, Tracy, you're such an idiot. Why are you saying that to these people that are behind the camera? They probably can tell. So I go ahead and I perform the 2 lines that I'm supposed to do, and they say, you know what, we'd love for you to audition for another part. Do you think that you could play the part of a creepy old lady? I said, oh, great, this alopecia has really, really shows everybody who I am. I would have loved to have a more glamorous part to be trying for, but sure, I'll try the old creepy lady part, why not? So I do it, they think it's fabulous, they're like exceptional, I'm like, great. So I leave and I'm thinking to myself, you know, I turned totally bald at the age of 54. Some of you women might understand this, right around the time that you are going through menopause. You're sweating like a pig on a spit on the 4th of July over a fire. Your boobs are starting to sag, and you have to, everything sags, but especially my boobs started sagging, and so my bra became my over-the-shoulder boulder holder, and my hips started widening like the new 481 entrance to Syracuse. And on top of that, yes, I love that my Italian female relatives passed down recipes to me, but they also passed down this lovely turkey neck. So, you know, at this time in my life, I was like, you know, Trace, you're just going to have to accept that this is the most attractive that you're ever going to be going forward because you're getting older and more things are going to happen to you. So I leave the audition and I go to a deli and I'm about ready to order a sub, and the man in the back who's working says very confidently, "Excuse me, sir. I'll be with you in a minute." To which I said, "Sir, you think I'm a sir? Excuse me, have you ever seen a man with man boobs this size? I don't think so, and if you did, I think there's something really, really wrong with him. So to teach you a lesson, I'm going to show you some cleavage, leave my sub alone, and next time pay attention to who you're talking to." And I stroll out the door. Taught him a lesson, for sure. So all of a sudden I have to go now report to the American High set because I did win the part of the creepy old lady. Thank you, thank you. I love it for my ego. And I show up, and something all you sassers never told me is how much you have to read the fine details in the script. So all I know is that I'm supposed to bring with me some nude Spanx. So I show up, and the AD, LAD said, "So you brought your nude Spanx?" And I said, "Yes, I did." He goes, "Great, we're gonna get you dressed in a very thin white nightgown. And then you're gonna do that, and then you're gonna come back here." So I came back and I said, "Okay, I'm prepared. I've got my nude Spanx on, I've got my white nightgown on." He goes, "Okay, sit down in this chair." He goes, "We're gonna go for the crotch shot first." I go, "A crotch shot? Do you, first of all, know my age? I am 50 over. And do you know I've birthed 2 children? And you're sure there isn't any other females that you might want to do this crotch shot with besides me?" And he goes, no, you're going to be perfect. Don't worry, just sit down there and spread your legs." So I sit down, but here's the problem. I don't know how wide to spread my legs. I'm looking in front of me, there's like 3 25-year-old dudes with cameras zooming in on my virtue, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Serious story, I think I went like black at that point. And this poor old 25-year-old, my main actor, looking very scared. And so I said, okay, all right. So I spread my legs. All of a sudden, the female director comes over to me. She goes, "Tracy, we got to spread your legs farther." I go, "Really? Okay, go for it. Let's just make it the damn Grand Canyon down there. I don't really care what you have to do at this point in time." So they go, let's stare off into space. You're supposed to be like a demented old creepy lady. And I'm demented, not just creepy and old, but how I'm demented is I'm looking up into space, thinking to myself, how the hell did I get myself into this situation? I said, I remember, damn SAS. That's as good as it gets. That's a true story.
round of applause for Tracy. That was her first monologue ever, and that was amazing. I just want to say I'm so proud of you as an individual. Tracy's an extreme sportsman, you could say. She's trying to do every sport before she dies, every sport in the entire world, and she's traveled all over the world to do them. And I told her she was a little hesitant to do monologuing. I said, just treat it like a sport. And you can see she did. She's incredible. So.
And I refuse to be critiqued by anybody that has more than 5% of their hair left on their head.
Anybody volunteer? Okay, right, Stephen, just a matter of time.
Well, I have a little over 5, but
I'll let you go.
I just want to tell you that it was marvelous seeing you on stage. I know how frightening it has been to you over the last 2 years to actually stand up in front of people, and I want to say kudos to you. It was wonderful, marvelous, spectacular, and I want to see more of it because you truly made me laugh. And I felt it in my heart. Oh, and on another note, I think we all can't wait to see you spread eagle.
It will be blurred out. I was like, oh, good, yeah. Didn't help in the moment, but okay.
Tracy.
Yeah.
What he said, and also making yourself so vulnerable when I got on stage, literally and or figuratively. You know, that took a lot of guts, and that's not an easy thing to do. And anybody who's acted on stage knows that. So kudos and kudos and kudos.
We have time for one more comment. We're going to go back to Glenn. Sorry, behind schedule. My bad.
Tracy, that was awesome. And just so you know, there is a group on the internet that are into 50-plus bald ladies that are sagging that wear nude sticks.
Is that where SAG came from? Because I saw
See me after the program.
On that note, big round of applause. All right, change slide, please. So, Jake Morante and Doug Ruggiero were not able to be here today. Jake will be here later to lead our after hours, but he was sick last week, so they were not able to practice their singing, but we're behind schedule, so that's actually great. We postponed this skit until our Monday Night Live session, which will be in May. You can see in our event section on Facebook, you can see when that's going to be. But Jay told me they're going to do a bit, and it's very exciting, so it'll be completely memorized and ready to go for them. So I'm going to hand the mic over to Diane real quick and disappear for a moment.
So we get a privilege to see Joe perform a scene next, and he didn't want to have to introduce himself. So Joe and Angie will be doing a scene, and yes, he's making another announcement.
I have, just for safety, I have a prop gun. There's no ability to fire it.
I didn't do it.
Just for safety's sake, just so everyone knows.
So there's no sensitive part, nobody could be angry or afraid. You won't give him comment. So actually, I told you my husband's a gadget guy. And he's so much of a gadget guy, and he holds the credit card because I cannot be trusted with a credit card. I just wait till he's asleep and then I take it out and order things. The last thing wasn't a wireless bra. It was $89 from California. And when it came, he insisted on installing it on me. Tried to tune in the knobs to sync me with his devices. And if that wasn't bad enough, in the afternoon he kept opening my shirt to check for dropouts. We won't be shopping in Aldi's anymore, they threw us out. And now I think it's time to introduce our next scene, Joe and Angie.
Is this really all we had to worry about? Boys, movies, deciding which shirt goes with which skirt. It's bizarre.
Listen,
Why are you here?
I came here to talk to you.
No, why are you still here? You're gonna ditch me.
What exactly did you hear?
I have to leave her, you have to take her. You know, I stood up for you today because I thought,
I made this decision for your own good. You'll be way better off with Tommy.
do you give a shit about me or not?
Of course I do.
Then what are you so afraid of? I'm not her, you know. Maria told me about Sarah.
No! Stop talking right now!
I'm sorry about your daughter, Joel, but I've lost people too.
You have no idea what losses!
Everyone I have ever cared for has either died or left me. Everyone fucking except for you. So don't tell me I'd be better off with someone else, because the truth is, I would just be more scared.
You're right! You're not my daughter! I sure as hell am your dad. Now come down, we're going our separate ways.
Nancy.
There's some fantastic emotion there. I'm going to be asking for feedback.
Guys, that was great. Really love the staging, the posture, told your character's moods. Could you humor me and throw a few of the lines without the mics on? I think we could have done that scene with just absolutely unplugged. Yeah, I feel like in this small room, the quiet parts will carry, and I think that the loud parts will come through a lot clearer.
That was my fault. She wanted to do it without the mic.
Oh no, don't blame. It feels like it should be a mic thing, but it's. I think you can pull it.
We should probably do it next time because we're a little behind schedule. But
Want the feedback?
Just 3 lines. Just 3 lines. Do it. Just like, stop talking.
You got this.
Maria told me about Sarah.
No, stop talking!
I'm sorry about your daughter, Joel, but I've lost people too.
You have no idea what losses!
Everyone I've ever cared for has either died or left me. Everyone fucking except for you. So don't tell me I'd be safer with someone else, because the truth is, I would just be more scared.
You're right! You're not my daughter. I sure as hell ain't your dad. Now come dawn, we're going our separate ways.
Any more feedback, anyone? That felt much more like I was getting
that by my dad. Thank you. It was the first time you did it, I felt it right in my chest. So it was really, really felt, that emotion was really raw. So thank you for sharing that. Someone else over here?
So you both did great. I'm a fan of the game, so. So did you pick this scene because like you identify with Ellie and you identify with Joel, or was it just because it was a good scene?
Kind of, yeah. I kind of went down like, well, I auditioned for Yara in the show.
Yeah, okay.
I kind of went down like a rabbit hole, and then I was just watching the scene, and I was like, oh, this is such an awesome scene. And I think I did it, I posted it on my YouTube, and then I was kind of like, oh, this would be really fun to do with Joe. So I kind of sent him the show version, so just trying something new.
So, follow up, did you prefer the show scene or the game scene?
The one we did today was the one in the show, but I do like the one, I think, in the game better.
Me too.
I mean, they're both really well written, so I think it's kind of 50-50 for this scene at least.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Feedback?
I just wanted to say that without the mic, it was so grounded. And you matched Joe's energy when he raised his energy. And I would have loved that energy that you raised and you gave it to him, give it to yourself. Because you're worth it. You need that. And you need that energy. Take it, own it. That was lovely. Because you gave him all the energy to raise him up, and he gave it to you back. Now give yourself that and be selfish in your own scene for you. Yeah? So that was great. And thank you for suggesting without the mic, because it really grounded the scene and grounded the words. So love seeing you on. Look at you rocking the stage.
Anyone else? How about a wonderful applause? Great effort.
I want to say before we move on, big thank you to Auntie. Round of applause for Auntie. She forced me to do it. And I kind of look at her almost like Joel looks at Ellie. So it was like, obviously I have to do this scene, so thank you. But without further ado, can we change the slide? We finally have gotten to the man himself. I'm going to introduce him real quick with the proper introduction, but I want to say out of my heart that I met Joey. He responded to a casting call for my film, The Sentinel, about 2 years ago. And him and his girlfriend, Catherine, came to my boxing scene at the West Side Boxing Center over there, Ray Rinaldi's place. And they were just like super nice. And I remember Joey coming up to me as if I were some sort of celebrity, and he was like, is it okay if we contact you after and like maybe get coffee or something? And I was like, obviously, because I'm just a regular Joe. But he was just the nicest guy you ever want to meet. He saved my life, my son's life a few times. I know I won't get into it, but here's the real bio. Joey is a lifelong joke teller who's been studying improv at the Uptown Theater under Second City trained Devin Mahoney, and sharpening his stand-up writing through Second City courses and testing material out at open mics all around town. He's also trained in improv intensives and sketch writing workshops with SNL's Rich Tellerico, and performs annually at the Uptown Improv Festival. When he's not chasing laughs on stage, Joey's picked up experience in acting, stunt training, professional set decorating, and working in the locations departments on local Hulu productions. A proud member of SAS since its inception, Joey loves bringing people together to have fun and is always excited to keep learning and creating with the incredible talent in Syracuse and beyond. Please, big round of applause for Joey Marcus. Let's try that again. Big round of applause.
No, thank you everyone for coming out. Seriously, it's really an honor to be here at the Palace and to have so much support and so many friends and family folks, or folks that I consider family. Just thank you. And really, please give yourself a round of applause for being here. Thank you. All right. So to kick us off, I wanted to do a quick magic trick. So if everyone could please close their eyes. Close your eyes. Please close your eyes. All right, they're still closed? I hope they're still closed. All right. Okay, you can open them. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the incredible Shrinking Man. All right. Good. So far, so good. So far, so good. All right, so I also wanted to say that, coming in, I noticed that I'm not the tallest one here, and that's quite all right. But I feel like everyone else finds themselves at Home Depot. Again, great. But I like those because everything happens to be within reach. No, okay, we didn't like that. All right, great. All right, Paul, if you could switch to the next slide, please. One more, please. Or actually, we have to go to the other PowerPoint. But no, just to kick us off, I just wanted to say, this will be an forgettable evening. So if you take anything away from this, that's fantastic. So also, just kind of jumping into things, what do people think when they think stand-up comedy? Do they think preconceived, or are we writing bits? Are we improv while we're here? Is it a mix of both? Show of hands, written material. All right, cool. 10 people, fantastic. All right, how much is improv, do we think? Yeah, okay, good. So it's a good mix of both. Ultimately, we want to combine a lot of things. There's callbacks, there's one-liners, there's so many things that we're going to cover tonight. I'll make up time, I promise. But really, when I thought of comedy, I thought of it as just making people laugh. It's something that is hey, I want to make people laugh. I want to be funny. It's so much more than that. It's about really the key takeaway of human relatability. So when a comedian tells a story or a joke, it's, hey, why is that funny? Oh, I've been there. Oh, my tire, I had to change. Or, oh, somebody left the door, hit me in the face. And those are the common moments that we can take away and say, hey, I've been there, you've been there, how can we make that funny? So it's more so about revealing something truer, faster, I guess more so than people are ready for. And we laugh because the tension, there's always a tension built up, but we laugh when that tension is broken because more or less it's a truthful way. Again, we've all been there. See, we're doing all right. It's really the art of turning the tension into laughter and finding those moments, where we can do that. So I have a handout which we'll get to in a minute, but it was funny because on the way over here, I was printing it. I was like 20, 30, 40, and I have a cat. His name is Ronald. Great name for a cat that we did not name. He's a red ginger cat, so we probably think it's a Harry Potter reference. But I was trying to get the printer started. I put the paper in, everything was good. And then the printer started going, and he's seen a printer before, I think, before I thought. But then he starts to get all puffy. His tab gets all puffy, and then he starts to put his hand up, and then he starts to smack it. And I'm like, buddy, I need this. So I thought that was fun because that's just a real moment. That wasn't like, hey, buddy, what are you doing? Oh, I pre-planned this. Cats are weird. So there's that. Great. Everyone's having fun so far. This is great. So when we think of jokes, I like to think of jokes more so as like tiny stories that we can get to the point, whether we're quick or a little faster or we're a little slower. But Paul, can we jump to the next slide, please? Cool. So what is comedy? We kind of talked about that, but it's the comedy, the tension, the surprise. So it's that build-up of, hey, I think it's going this way, the misdirect, and then something else happens. We think it's funny because we can predict it, but then it goes a totally different way. So, a good one of that is, it's a setup punchline is, I started to go to the gym last week. I don't use the massage chairs, but, so you can see where we're going. We're going to the gym. but is that misdirect? So you're not going to the gym to use the weights. You're not going to the gym, for a specific reason. You're going to the gym because, you just want to sit down and just yeah, that sounds good. Massage chairs. Another one. I started a new diet where I only eat healthy food. As long as there's pizza next to it. So, and then I would say, Paul, can we jump to the next slide, please? So, tons of core mechanics. We don't need to cover those, we already did that. Setup, punchlines, the core. That's what we really want to focus on. So, what is the setup, punchline? The setup creates the expectation, and then the punchline more so breaks that. So, I would say that the specificity also is incredibly helpful as well. We talked about little misdirection, but the more specific you are when you tell a joke, even when you're improvising, I've found out and learned, the more specific you are, the more definitive you can tell something, its color, its shape, its texture. That's really, really what you want. That's what connects those dots. So I would say, maybe you had a roommate, get specific in terms of you had a roommate that's messy. Yeah, sure, everyone's had a roommate that's messy, but what about my roommate has a banana on his desk that's old enough to vote? Give it a few years and maybe he can run for office. So just, again, being really specific in terms of it's messy, but why is it messy? More so another tension release. So have you ever sent a risky text, then you stare at your phone for minutes, like you're waiting for test results? We've all been there, we all do that. We all look at our phone, we're all like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I see myself doing it all the time. What are we waiting for? Nothing important. And almost every joke works on expectation because that setup creates the story in the audience's mind, and the punchline suddenly changes that. So that shift often uses misdirection or specific details that trigger that. Paul, can we jump to the next one, please? Cool. Tone and delivery. Love this because every comedian does it differently. John Mulaney will do it differently. Jim Gaffigan will do it differently. That's probably one of the most challenging things. We have some awesome comedians here as well. Shah and Brandon are here. You'll see when they perform, they have a different tone. When Tracy performs, she had a different tone. And it's really about honing that and feeling what works and what doesn't. And that's the great thing because you can always change it. You can always shift that. So I would say, a good example of that tone is, you're using the gym example, I love going to the gym. Awesome. I don't know who says that, but somebody says that. And then we have, I love going to the gym. Different tones. We can try it different ways. So I would say, moving on to the next slide, please, Paul. We have comparisons, similes, and metaphors. Definitely don't want to go back to grammar class for that. But that's what comedy is. It's very writing specific. It's very practical. It's very grammar heavy. It's about punctuation. It's about getting it tight, getting it ready to go. So you have your 5 minutes traditionally. So really, similes, using like or as to compare. Metaphors are very direct. So we can say like or as in a simile and say, my sleep, this is fun. My sleep schedule is like a raccoon in a trash can, active at 3 a.m. and making bad decisions, right? So we're using that like, I'm like a raccoon. And then another one, group projects work like a haunted house. One person does all the screaming while everyone else hides. Or maybe even this lecture. It's like watching paint dry if the paint also had homework. All right, cool. So, jumping to metaphor, I would say, a good example is my laptop's as dramatic as a Victorian child. It overheats, collapses, whenever it works too hard. Yeah. Terrific.